Good morning, everybody, or afternoon, or evening, depending on where you're watching this from and what time you're watching this. It is January 17th, 2023. I have no idea what time it is. What time is it? Got my laptop right here. Well, Jeremy's laptop, I should say. "8:14 in the morning." Okay, I'm gonna read. We're gonna read 1 Corinthians. I'm gonna read this. Okay. Person holding the pen God wrote with. Paul, the Bible's most productive writer, who probably had permanent ink stains on his writing hand. Who got the word? The church in the city of Corinth. While they had lots of spiritual gifts, they were also surrounded by all the luxury and worldly temptation of a Greek metropolis had to offer. When the pen hit the paper, AD 55, I watched the video for California. It was 11 hours and 55 seconds or something like that. 11:55. Okay, that was the last video that I watched. Ellen was in it. And a whole bunch of other people, but I have no idea who they were. I forgot who else was in it. Okay, so anyway. Okay, what went down? Paul founded the Corinthian church on his second mission trip, Acts 18. Priscilla and Aquila, a Christian couple who were Paul's dear friends and partners in ministry, and who also made tents for a living just like Paul did, helped him start this new church plant. Their efforts to tell good news usually took place in the synagogue or Jewish church in town, which led to a lot of problems with local Jewish religious leaders who couldn't stand their message about some guy named Jesus being the Messiah. This particular church plant got off to a rocky start because of its bickering, gossip, cliques, and lustful behavior. Paul wrote the first letter to the believers in Corinth soon after he left for the city of Ephesus in order to expose and put an end to their immaturity. This book is basically Corinth's first what not to do letter. Second glance character. Aphrodite, the Greek goddess of love, was worshipped by Corinthians who didn't know Jesus. The temple of Aphrodite was a boost to the local economy and produced a prostitution ring that dishonored the city with consequences of sexual sin. Chat time, chapter 13 of 1 Corinthians, which gives an awesome description of what truly loving people is really about. Is really well known, but there are tons of other important lessons in 1 Corinthians you may not be super familiar with. One is found scattered all over chapters 8 through 10. Paul explains that while Christians have great freedoms because of God's grace, we shouldn't necessarily use those freedoms if they have the potential to hurt other people. This is especially true if our inconsiderate actions cause other believers to struggle in their faith. Paul wants us to consider the motive of our hearts, to ask ourselves why we're doing what we're doing, and to be willing to sacrifice our personal convenience and freedoms for the benefit of others. Talk with a sister in Christ about ways you think you can do this in your life. Or a brother, or anybody, for that matter. Okay, so that's all for this video. Thank you for watching.